Hey, welcome to Two Guys, a Guy, and a Podcast. We are a couple of guys talk with another guy about the what, when, and the whys in our lives. I am your host, David Weldon, and with me tonight, as always, our co-hosts Aaron and Wesley. How are we doing tonight, gentlemen?
Good.
What's up?
Good.
What's up?
Oh man, what a week!
What a week.
Yeah, I got rear-ended the other day.
Did you really?
Oh yeah, you were talking about that.
It's fucking
Yeah.
bullshit, man.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, well, it wasn't that big a deal because, like, the great thing about driving a truck, if you don't have one, the great thing about it is you really don't take damage from like little bumper to bumper little hits like this fucking idiot did. So I'm getting out. I'm like just getting out of work in the shittiest traffic possible, where it's literally bumper to bumper for like 20 minutes. And then I get this little bump. I'm like, oh, fucker.
I know. I that's the worst part about when that happens, because it's one of those things where it's like you almost don't even want to get out of your car.
Yeah.
But you're just like, I have to check and make sure that nothing's fucked up. I have to engage the other person because I'm pretty sure if you get hit and like you leave, I don't know if you could get called for like a hit and run for not like checking in with the other person, because
That's
there
what I did.
is
That's
a
why I did it.
possibility that so it's like you're like, God damn, you have to get out. But
So I
Shitty.
fucking get out of my truck. I look back. I can't even see like his car is so dirty. I can't even see like who it is inside.
Oh boy.
Oh, fucking God. So now I gotta go look. Get out of my fucking truck. I walk back there, and sure enough, some fucking Yo Quiero Taco Bell motherfucker pops out and
Oh my
starts
God.
chirping fucking Spanish at me. I'm like, oh, I know I'm not gonna get nothing out of you.
this
So I
is
look at his car. I look
I'm
at my
telling you,
truck.
he spoke English. He's just trying to get out of
He
it.
knows
Okay,
I don't know, man.
He knows.
He was
knows
pretty
what he's
sweaty,
doing.
dude. I don't know.
Could you still smell the fields on him or what?
I don't know what it was.
He
dude.
smelled like fresh strawberries. It was so pleasant.
So I'm like, I look at his truck. His fender's a little smashed. I look at mine, and I'm like, oh, I'm driving a truck. What am I even worried about? Sure enough, no damage. And I'm just like, you good? He's just like, muy bien. And I'm like, oh, fucking see you later, buddy.
Yeah.
I mean, at least there wasn't any lasting damage, you know.
Did he at least lo siento you or anything?
No, he like got out. He looked like he was like jerking off in his fucking car. I don't know what he like had trouble getting out of his goddamn front or his. He had trouble getting out of his car. He's like, hey, epa. I'm like, oh my God, we're on the freeway.
He's probably asleep.
Jeez.
Jesus Christ, dude.
It's the sleepy Mexican.
He's tired. He's worked all day.
Yeah, I mean, how else? I mean, he didn't have his phone out. Like, he wasn't checking on anything. So I was just like, whatever. That's it. Whatever. I'm out of here. Fucking bone out.
Well, it's like at that point too. It's like, what do you do? I mean, let's say he's not insured. You know, like, do you shake him
I know
down?
he wasn't fucking insured.
Like,
Or
Is it?
probably not even legal.
Like, give me your wallet.
Right on the
It's
cusp
just
of
like-
San Diego. There's no fucking way he's legal.
Yeah.
Now watch. He's gonna turn up dead in the next day, and Wesley's gonna be the number one. They're gonna
Yep.
number one suspect.
White truck.
Why
white
didn't you?
supremacist.
Why didn't you report? Why didn't you report when he hit you? That's kind of odd. That's
Interesting.
Oh,
You
I was
didn't-
just. I didn't even want to deal with it. Oh, we have this
Isn't it between
video
us?
right here of you talking about saying racist comments.
Racist? What's racist?
We have a witness
What's
that overheard you
racist?
calling him Mr. Taco Bell.
Yo quiero Taco Bell. That's what I call every Mexican I see. Hey,
Why is that
chalupa. It's
There's no hatred or animosity coming
Yeah.
from me. I'm just,
By the way, white people are Yo quiero Taco Bell. So
Yeah.
it's not
Well,
racist.
first of all,
Well,
it's Yo
hey,
Quiero Taco Bell. You
yeah.
don't just pronounce the R's. You roll
Oh
your
my
R's. You
gosh.
fucking.
That's how you said it.
fucking
Hey,
stupid
Taco
ass. I said
Bell
Yo
is
Quiero.
America's number one Mexican food chain. So Taco Bell is loved by,
Well, it
by
is
all.
Mexican food.
Okay.
That's
It
for
is
sure.
Mexican food. It is.
Well, I'm
Tell
glad
by
you
the quality.
you didn't have any whiplash. That's good.
Speaking of Taco Bell, I literally just saw a commercial for Taco Bell's new Crunchwrap Supreme, and they literally put a giant Cheez-It in it. for Taco Bell X Cheez-It like branding, kind of like what they did with Doritos. So now they have a crunch wrap, and they're like talking about the largest Cheez-It that has ever existed. And it's just this huge Cheez-It. It's a huge square Cheez-It
in a taco.
And they put it in a crunch wrap. Like you know what crunch wraps are?
Oh, crunch wrap. It's the
flat,
folded,
it's the tostada.
Yeah, with a wrap around it.
So it's like a tostada with a wrap around it.
Yeah.
So on the tostada inside the wrap, they put this huge square Cheez-It in it.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, like a Wendy's square patty in a round bun.
Yeah.
Well, anything for marketing.
Mexican food.
Yeah.
That's the...
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, don't get rear-ended by a Mexican guy that doesn't speak English, because you won't get any insurance out of him.
Oh no, you never will.
Probably not.
I was glad that his like license plate and everything was smashed and my truck was pristine. I'm like, fucking idiot.
God.
I mean, it was his fault, so whatever.
Anyway, so what about you, Aaron?
Yeah.
During your week.
Well, you get rear-ended and see how you react to a guy like that.
I got rear-ended with you in my car one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, David, fucking asshole.
Oh yeah, you asshole.
I haven't been rear-ended, but I tell you guys that
We're not
one
talking
time
about the Navy
was,
anymore, David.
My car was
wrong rear-ended.
It barely left a dent. No.
Emotionally.
No.
Yeah.
I told you guys I was sideswiped by a motorcycle that like totaled my car, and the cop couldn't believe he lived, and then he drove off, and it was a hit and run.
He drove on the motorcycle that he crashed in?
He did.
Total your car, and he drove off on a motorcycle.
He did. His foot pedal got like stuck on my car and dragged down, and then he like wobbled off and then just headed out. And it popped my front tire and then dented the shit out of my door. I was on the freeway going like this.
You can totally drive it.
It was a hit and run.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't total. Yeah, it was a hit and run. He did it, went like this, and then drove off. But I was in Washington, where everyone is awesome and amazing, and I had 3 people stop with me to give my thing to the cop, and one person followed him 3 miles down the road, stopped him at a gas station, called the police, and then came back
so this is Washington,
to tell us and the other cop that he had stopped him and that the other cop had his information.
Jesus.
Wow.
So people in Washington, man, they're fantastic.
Was that Kyle Renhouse or whatever that?
Yeah, he came over. It was weird. He also killed like 3 black people at the gas station.
Like just on the way to following the motorcycle.
He said that it was in the middle of yes, yeah. He said he was robbing something. It was so weird.
He made this face.
Rear-ended. I was in a car with my ex-girlfriend Alicia, and we rear-ended someone. She was driving, and I was in the passenger seat.
Of course, she was driving.
She rear-ended this dude in the truck, and for the story, it was this black dude, and my ex-girlfriend had a
problem,
a large. Well, no, she had a nice butt. That was her like.
She did. That's right.
That was her defining feature. So we went over, and she was like getting information from him, and she came back in the car, and I was like, "So are we okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, but I need to call our chief at the time because he told me that he wasn't gonna like move forward, but only if I went out with them."
Oh my god.
With you in the car?
Yeah, well, I was just in the passenger seat, whether or not he was concerned, because both of us were in uniform, so it's like we might have not been together or in a different shop. There was nothing saying that we were like
still,
like
though.
we were out together. Yeah, still. But then she had to get a hold of her chief, who contacted his chief he was on a different boat. And then her chief came back and said, "You're good. Don't worry about anything. You don't need to."
So he got
anything.
reprimanded?
He basically was like, "What you did was like super fucked up. And unless you want to continue this conversation, just,
so
deal with it."
She was in the wrong, but because he had to go and be a player of the year, he got reprimanded. But only because he's also in the service, which didn't help his case. Yeah. Yeah.
He saw her rank. He was 2 ranks over her.
Oh, that's even worse. Yeah, then definitely he's getting
so it was
his pee slapped.
It would be like fraternization with like lower rank if he were to do that, and it could be looked at as like a position of power is like not like coercing someone. So she was like
in the worst circumstance.
Only because he was black. Yeah, not because of his rank. It was that's right.
That's irrelevant.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Did he hold the fist up too?
Was this before the fist?
Where all the white women at?
This was in 2010.
I've heard of the foot, but this is the fist.
Yeah, 2010, 2011. I don't remember. What was this? What was the social thing going on back then? I don't know.
2010.
Social thing? What?
Nothing.
What does that mean?
Gay marriage. Mm-hmm. No blood for oil. No blood for oil. You know that whole thing.
No blood for oil?
Yeah, 9/11. Like after 9/11 had passed down, we were still like in the Middle East. I think that was like the big thing. But
I think we value oil more than blood.
Yeah, well,
that's true.
Sure.
But anyway, that was my car crash. So you guys were in a car together, Aaron? You said?
It was nothing special. It was just me, Wes, and another guy we knew at the time. I was driving.
Was it Curtis? Was it Curtis?
It was Curtis. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And we were just driving, and I was at a stop sign, trying to make a right, and I think I moved just a little bit forward. Because it's one of those I'm trying to merge into a fast lane. I'm going from a residential street, 15, 30 to 50. So
that's right. Yeah,
inching forward to make sure I can see and get in there. And I just inched forward a little bit and boom, I got hit in the back. And it was a lady who didn't seem she wasn't watching me. She saw that I had moved a little bit and then just assumed that I was gone and then just
you were going.
She didn't use the power of her eyeballs to see that there was no one in front of her.
No,
if only she had a beta test self-driving car, then that wouldn't have happened, right?
Yeah, her brain saw something, registered it in an assumption, and then just went with watching the traffic. And
love it. That's probably the best way to comport yourself around town in a vehicle like that. I'm just assume that no one's there, and then I'm just gonna go.
See,
that sounds great.
I'm so used to checking. I always have to watch my left when I'm merging, and obviously that's the obvious one. But then I do one final check right because of pedestrians. I'm always that they don't have a safeguard for pedestrians that are crossing with you. If it's like a green go forward. Anyone crossing that way is fair game to get snagged by a person taking a right corner.
I can't be the only one that feels this way, but if you are a person that's in the crosswalk and it is red, then at that point, I feel like you shouldn't get in trouble if you hit them.
No,
you know
it's
what
green.
I mean? It's just like you're. Oh no! I'm saying your light is green, but their walk is red. So it's like how like the hand.
No, like if you're on a four-way stop and green's going forward, the walk goes forward. Sure. It's the people making a right that have to watch out.
Yeah.
Belay my my murder.
So I just put it in stop signs. I get used to looking for them because. I don't know how many times I've seen like a lady with a baby carriage crossing the street and I'm making a right. So I'm watching that almost more than I'm watching my left because getting hit's not as bad as running over a mother and child. I don't think a court would see my side on that.
No.
I was looking left, sir. I was looking out for myself, not for these people.
Yeah. Don't you have 20 eyes, sir? Aren't you aware? I hate driving. Well,
all right. Well, that was what a week. Sorry about your. Well, never mind. You're fine.
I'm fine.
I'm not
just
sorry
annoying.
about anything. You're fine. You're annoying.
I'm grateful that I've been very fortunate in terms of my driving career. I don't have any tickets. I don't have any of that stuff.
Yeah,
but insurance though,
no felonies,
insurance is through the roof.
No.
All right.
Insurance,
registration. Don't get your car registered. That's
God. What's the registration like that in fucking Iowa?
Registration in Iowa, it's super expensive. No, it's super expensive. Washington, really? Washington, my registration for my car was $63.
What the?
It was nothing and no smog checks. in Iowa, you don't have smog checks either, but the registration for that same car is 270. And then the registration for my vehicle, because it's newer, is like 300. Like my registration every year
someone
for
walk
two
me
cars
through why it
is
costs any money to register my
$600.
car? Like, why does it cost
It's
this amount of money to register it?
roads, repairs. The reason why it's so high in Iowa is because there's so little people here. It's like property insurance or property taxes are really high here too.
Right.
Because there's less people to pay for like road repairs, but there's still the same amount of roads. Like,
and they still require the same amount of repair. In fact, they probably get beat up more in some cases.
because of the weather and
trucks, that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
Well, all right. Well, that was
like any of it.
That was a fun weeks. Hopefully, everyone here doesn't get in any more car crashes.
Hopefully,
but let's go ahead and move on to our current events this week. So we here at Two Guys One Guy like to bring up what's going on in the world and not address the problems at all, because that's no fun. We don't like talking about that. Let's just have some fun conversations instead. So what we're talking about this week is recently there was this high-ranking game on Steam. So concurrent players were number 4 or something like that. About 400,000 people that were playing a new game called Banana. And this game is literally a free game that you open up a screen and you click your mouse and it gives you more bananas. So you get a higher number of bananas. That's it. It's just a number counter. What happens...
Go ahead.
Yeah, so what happens is this game is being used as like a money printer, essentially. And that the more you click the banana, you'll get skins, kind of like CSGO skins that you can bet on and bid on. And it's like the stock market, the prices go up or down. And, you know, a lot of the bananas they're selling for just small cents.
Every time you say bananas, I'm like, this can't be fucking real. Like bananas.
Some of the rare bananas have been selling upwards of $1,000
like a Chinese
or more
mobile
dollars.
game where it's like you just have like a bunch of Chinese workers just clicking the fucking button.
So I have not heard
get more bananas
of this game until just now. And your description, you were talking about it a little bit before recording, but your description... It just made me think of I Think You Should Leave's Feed the Egg skit. Do you know what I'm talking about? With Tim Robinson? Right. It's called The Nude Egg. It's really funny. That show, I Think You Should Leave. It's season 3. Tim Robinson's just working in an office and he's got this game where he just has to drag and click eggs and feed it to another egg.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, and while coworkers are trying to have a serious discussion with him about work-related issues, and he's just trying to feed these eggs to this egg, and then he wins, and then the egg flashes the egg's asshole. It's just really funny. So I think that sounds like
that sounds better than this. But yeah, I mean, if you wanted to look it up or pull it up on Steam, it's literally called Banana. So what you do is you just click the banana, and the more you click on the banana, the more chance you have to get skins of different bananas. And I was seeing some of these skins, and they get deep. I mean, this is just stupid
deep
shit.
How? Like what?
Like they have moving pictures on the bananas, and they have like different galaxies, or they have like Lay's potato chips on banana.
Sounds like NFTs.
It kind of looked, well, do you remember hearing the whole CSGO skin betting and like that whole fiasco? So it's the same thing.
Ton of people got banned. It's this whole scam.
And there's products on there. There's like a chroma that if you get it for a certain gun, it's more rare than being struck by lightning like 1,000 times.
You're winning a lot. I mean, that's what they're doing, is they're gambling, right? The difference with this is that it's free to play. But the people that are buying and selling bananas, they are the ones that are doing the gambling. But that's it. You know, it's clearly that's what the game is for.
You just click
the
a
owner
banana.
of the game, you just click a banana and the number goes up. That's it. But there's you can look at the reviews, right? How many reviews there are. If you were to go onto like the Steam concurrent player list, there's hundreds of thousands of people that are playing it.
This is insane.
How did we come, like, I feel like, man, we're
Wait, wait, wait.
evolving as a
So
human
this-
race.
this-
Like,
this
this
to
is
me-
fucking retarded.
Look at the tags people gave it: psychological horror. Horror.
That's good.
That's
But it's this reminds me a lot of when we were watching that video. It's rude to be shit at Warcraft or whatever.
yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. It reminds me of that, where it's literally someone took the pure essence of like I don't want to say like predatory gaming, but of that, like, gaming is money and like the NFTs and crypto and all that stuff. And they're like trying to squeeze in its perfect form. And this is just something that someone was like, what is the most greedy, debaucherous thing that we could do? And then this came out.
It's not a game. It's a market scam within the game world.
Yeah,
sorry.
essentially. And then you
There's-
have people
who are hype on the troll market of it, because there's 2 pages of guides: how to get 100% achievement. Step 1, open the game. Step 2, close the game.
Well, there is one achievement. There's one achievement to the game, and the achievement is click a banana, and that's
Right.
it. You, as long as you click it once, then you get it. So, it's just it is for the memes. It is that, but a lot of it apparently is bots that are in there that are just power clicking through the bananas to make, even if it's pennies, but the chance of getting a rare banana and then getting, however much money, up to, some of them are selling again for $1,000. And then the people that are trying to game the stock market, and they're like buying a bunch of bananas thinking that more people will get into it, and then trying to sell their bananas for more, and just that stupid shit. So
this is crazy. The thing is, I'm like, the question I'd have is, how many games like this have hit the market? And I'm not talking about, there's shovelware, and then there's this. And
so apparently the concern
Why
with
this
what's
one?
happening here, this is a new thing. Apparently, or maybe you're right. This is a thing that's just gained
every
traction.
5 bananas, every 5 likes, I put 3 bananas into my ass. That's the top review.
So the concern is, now that this has happened, that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to start posting these on Steam. And at the end of the day, if you get a game that sells bananas at 3 cents and you own the game, apparently you can have as many bananas as you want as the owner of the game. So you could potentially
Like, own the game?
You own the game. You have a bunch of your stickers because you made it. You can divvy them out, or you can try selling them on the market to make money back. And it's like, volume, and I don't know.
Right.
It does get a little stupid for how you can do it, but this is kind of what it's devolved into.
Well, here's something too. There's currently 672,000 people in game right now.
Yeah, so this is increased from the 400,000 they were speaking of earlier. So it's gaining movement. They said a lot of them are probably bots, but
Right, of course.
there's still
Most of
lots
them
of
are
people
probably
playing
bots.
it too. Yeah.
Now, usually if you go into a game on Steam, it has a market tab. Is that because I know you were talking about Counter-Strike's marketplace, but I don't see.
Yeah, I don't know if you have to buy it first.
You might have to have it download it.
Yeah, I think there's something about that. Again, I haven't done skins or any of that kind of Steam stickers, but
I'm gonna look it up on my Steam.
While you look that up, so I mean, Wesley, it looks like you have something to say about the
Wesley's
bananas.
just wrecking his mic.
It's just sounds so fucking dumb. It's just retarded.
We can see your Steam right now, Aaron.
I know you can. The stream can't.
Oh, right. Sorry, folks. But what I was going to say, well, Aaron's looking that up. What I wanted to talk about is what's the most retarded way that you've seen people being scammed out of their time or their money? Because at one point or the other, that's what this is happening. this is another way that people are being scammed out of time or money.
Yeah. So yeah, there are items available for this game: Disco Banana, Hacked Banana, Shino Banana, Black Hole Banana, and Bios Banana.
Those are the top sellers.
Top sellers, yeah.
You can go to all
There's new releases. Yeah.
Oh, new releases, yeah.
Well, that is all of them. 5.
There was a bunch more bananas,
But all of them cost 25 cents.
Maybe something has changed, or they were
Maybe.
called out. I don't know.
That's weird. Items available.
Items available for this game. I don't think those aren't.
That's not the market.
No. You can buy those. That's not the marketplace. That's part of the game.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm not seeing
Very
marketplace.
positive reviews too. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's
But I would say
there's 14,000, almost 15,000 reviews.
Yeah.
As of April 23rd, 2024, when this was released.
Fucking hate it. I hate it all.
I like how each picture is. Yeah, it's pretty silly. But yeah, I feel like this is, as far as people being scammed out of their time or money. This feels very, very similar to NFTs.
It is
like just this whole you own a picture or something like that. It just has Steam as like the backing instead of like Bitcoin or some kind of digital currency.
10,000 members in Discord.
Oh God.
You know what this is? Bananas. This is a meme. That's all it is. It's a dumb. Some people are doing it for some kind of microtransaction scheme, like an NFT, but everyone else is just memeing. That's it.
Yeah.
It's gonna get tired.
I guarantee you, someone or some people are streaming that right now.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, some people are making money off of this, and other people are losing money that they're going to complain that they can't afford like things that their parents had, and they're going to be spending money on bananas on Steam.
Digital bananas. They're not real bananas.
But it's only a few dollars, and that's like, yeah, well, if you're the kind of person that's spending a bunch of money on bananas, then I'm pretty sure your other financial decisions maybe not that sound. Just saying, right. Like, I think it's a pretty good indicator of what we're dealing with here.
Stuff like this has existed forever, though. Since the app market for phones have existed, this type of crap exists, where you just pay $1 and it's not towards anything, but you get 1,000 people to pay you $1 and you got $1,000.
Right.
This is just I don't know. That's why I don't believe most things that are popular are through skill or talent. It's through a lot of luck. Like why the banana game out of all the crap that's doing the same thing? Don't know. Just chance, time and place. But there they go. They're the
simplicity. It's the simplicity of it. Just click a banana.
Yeah. Well, people like to latch on to, like, again, NFTs or any kind of, I don't want to say like get rich quick, but kind of like gambly sense. Because this feels like, in what you said, you have the people that are just kind of memeing on it. And then you have people that are legitimately, Seth Green buying a $1.2 million monkey. Like,
did he really? I don't think Seth Green has the money to be buying anything like that.
Seth Green was the
I heard
so it got stolen. That was the big that was why it was such a big deal.
I heard Justin Bieber paid a couple million for one, and it dropped instantly dropped over 60% of its value the next day.
Seth Green likes Justin Bieber. People that are smart enough just trolled him.
It's because people with too much money get trolled into what's going to be a hot commodity to sell.
Seth Green
paid like Post Malone. He bought that like $3 million Magic card, the one ring.
Yeah,
Lord of the Rings came out with that whole thing. There was only made one of them, and he bought it for like $3 million, $2 million or something crazy.
Seth Green paid $200,000 for the NFT that got stolen.
Still too much for Seth Green. I don't know how well Family Guy's been treating him, but
Seth Green, well, this was, he still had, like, Seth Green's still in like a bunch of stuff, or he was.
Yeah, I know, but
and this was when NFTs were popular. When was that? This is forever ago.
It's not
right?
even well, NFTs, meme crypto is still popular right now, and then there's this crap. Here's a discussion. Is this game a scam? No. Everyone is getting at minimum 1 cent every 3 hours, over 1 or 2 cents every 18 hours. How is that a scam? I agree.
If that's what you value your time, then we have other the electricity.
I
that
like
it
the
costs
stock. It looks
to
good.
run your computer. Holy shit! Bitcoin's at $66,000.
Yeah,
That's, I think, the most stable out of all the crypto.
Yeah, but 66.
well, it's
in
because they
June,
did that.
July, it was 30,000.
They did that thing that made it available. What was it? I can't remember exactly. I'm not a crypto guy, but
Man,
they did something early on, or like a few months ago, to make it more accessible for people to buy, and so more people are buying into it.
Hey, you know what? More power to you. If crypto's the new currency, then I'll be behind everyone and living my mediocre middle class life. So
well, the dollar ain't doing so hot, so
well, yeah. Well, anyway, that would be I think that's a pretty good apt comparison for something like this as NFTs. But I don't know. As far as wasting time, have you guys dealt with anything that's kind of feels like this?
Women?
No, the closest I've ever gotten to wasting time on something like that is a gotcha game. Games that.
But gotcha games you don't sell it. I'm talking about you putting money in or something or time in, and you're expecting a return on your money.
But again, this isn't a game. This is I don't know the details of it, but there was
I put
some
money in. Sorry,
you are putting money in
into OnlyFans.
I expect a return. Well, that's that whole like women are vending machines. It's like you put money in and they're supposed to give something back. That's the whole.
Yeah,
well, they made it an entire.
I guess that is David, what. Yeah,
so
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
It's real. People are doing it.
Yeah, just games that are designed to waste your time. I mean, your classic
Hearthstone.
Zynga.
I liked Hearthstone when it first came out, and I think I spent like $200 in like a month, and I was like, "This isn't healthy. I'm gonna stop playing."
Hearthstone.
$200 a month. No
reason. Yeah, like in 1 month when that game first came out, and I was like, "This doesn't seem right. Like I shouldn't be throwing this much money at this game to get cards."
They had this.
The biggest complaint of that game was that it was a pay-to-win game, because in order to get the cards that you wanted, you had to throw in more money. It's just like Magic the Gathering, right? However much money you throw in, increases your chances of getting a good card. And it was the same thing with Hearthstone, except it was digital. So the ease of buying digital cards, it's just it's addictive.
It's too easy. Yeah, opening packs, like that good feeling when you go to the store and you open a pack of cards. Yeah.
Yep.
I still love the smell of Magic cards. Wes, could you move your mic a little closer to your mouth? Just to the right.
Do it.
To the right. Yeah,
do it.
You're talking
like
too far.
Yeah, that's more. Yeah, closer. Well, I was gonna say I was watching an Asmongold video, and he had
Is that guy going bald? I can never tell if he's actually going bald or not.
I'm sure. I mean,
everyone's going bald, right? I'm sure.
Why else would he grow his hair out?
Yeah.
He looks weird. He looks like a.
He does look. He does look weird.
He probably looks like Smeagol looked as he was turning into Gollum. Like I feel like Asmongold's turning. That's like his metamorphosis. He's like turning into Smeagol.
He'll start to be one of those old, crunched over.
Pretty soon, you're not gonna be able to tell when he's actually moving his eyebrows all the time. I mean, he's hair there.
I like Asmongold, but he does look like a mink or something. Do you know? Mink.
I don't know what a mink is.
Not even a mink, like a hairless mink.
The Siamese cat?
No.
He has hair.
He looks like
hairless mole. Hairless mole. That's what it is.
Okay, he's good.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh my God,
yeah, he kind of looks like
Just put a wig on it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and again, I like Asmongold, but
I do not like
he
that.
slightly reminds me of a hairless mole. Oh God.
Well,
Look at that one, yeah.
oh my god. Oh, dude, get that away from me.
Look, there he is.
It's nice. Well, he was watching someone else's video, but it was showing that Star Citizen game.
I do like Asmongold
They,
too, by the way. I just don't care.
oh yeah. But
Right.
they came out with a package, a ship package for so this is, I'll start the story with, you have to spend at least $1,000 in order to be invited to view the DLC package. You become part of the Admirals Club.
What?
And if you spend over $1,000, you get like an email notification saying that you have the special access as part of an Admirals Club to buy the more expensive stuff. And the one that has like all the ships and everything in it is $48,000.
I love it.
And he had two people on his show that paid the $48,000 to get the ships, and they were talking about their like why they did it and what their expectations are and everything like that. So,
thanks.
I get two senses of reality when I hear something like that. The first is it almost feels like scammers between the banana game and then whatever that DLC shit is. They're playing penny stocks, right? It's Wolf on Wall Street. They're trying their hardest to get a million people to buy it. You got people who say, I don't have enough money to pay for rent, but they'll always, we know a couple people who will always have pennies to spend on stupid shit, little bits here and there, you know, because to them, oh, it's just $10, it's just $5, you know, it's just pennies to them, because to them, buying something bigger and expensive is the non-commitment, but they can do the penny stocks. So there's that. And then the second one would be whaling, where if you're going to look for someone, some Saudi Arabia prince who's got $1 billion in the bank, and how do you get some of that money? Is it easier to sell them a car, or is it easier to make a stupid game that, you know, you can do in a weekend? And then it literally costs you nothing to make, and you can get some idiot to pay a couple $10,000 just to become an exclusive member of the Emerald DLC Club.
It's I imagine it's just for like their bored kids, and it's just like they have so much money, they're just like, whatever, I'll just do something to feel important, you know. And yeah, it's really weird. The whole whale thing, right? You have those big spenders that are catered to, and it's kind of crazy when he was talking to them in the video, it's like behind the veil. Hey, yeah, I just dropped $50K on these imaginary ships because I think it's a good investment.
Right. It's worth it to them.
Fuck me. Right, it's worth it to them,
when their life has nothing going on besides some digital currency.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Well,
yeah.
And you look like a naked mole.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was our first topic on this, but the next discussion point was they're talking about how all these bots are doing all the work, right?
Okay.
So it kind of got me thinking about what have bots ruined the most for you guys, and things that you've dealt with before.
World of Warcraft.
Ragnarok Online.
Ragnarok Online.
Oh, really? Ragnarok?
That was I think Ragnarok Online was one of the first examples of having bots ruin something for me.
Yeah, when they're just like running around at like when you're trying to get mobs or something, and they just like one shot kill everything and pick up all the items, make it impossible for you to play.
Well, also because Ragnarok Online was one of the first MMOs I ever played, if not it was the first, and you get that experience as anyone who's played MMOs back when they first came out, before why they all suck now because they're all clones of one another, or the meta market with YouTube and streamers has destroyed it, or people just don't want to deal with each other anymore online. All those reasons, they were antisocial parasites in that world where everyone talked to you and there was lots of people playing, and then you had this colorless, skinless, clone carbon copy thing walking around mindlessly slaughtering stuff and not responding.
It always reminds me of the Rick and Morty, when they're doing the cereal commercial with the two kids that are just like dead-eyed stared, cutting the leprechaun open and eating this cereal out of his stomach.
Yeah.
And they just have
My strawberry
soulless
schmiggles.
eyes. Yeah, my strawberry schmiggles. Yeah. That's every single time I see a bot. Schmiggles. That's what I think of. Just like walking over, just killing things, looting them, just walks to the next, just like dead-eyed stares away. It's just
mindless.
It can't be good. There's still blood on it. How could it be good? Oh.
Yeah, how could it be good?
It does. In that sense,
yeah.
That's
well. Is that kind of the same for you, Wes, with Ragnarok or with WoW?
With Warcraft, it was worse because the mob, like this was. I mean, it's happened in retail, and when I say retail, I mean like they've done classic servers now. So like they did the same thing in classic when it first launched, where people were hiding in these what they called layers because there was too many people playing the game, so they had to layer it. So you had certain people on this layer, you had certain people on that layer, and that way the server could like coexist peacefully with everyone. And then you would have people like, oh, invite me to this layer. There's the mobs here. Invite me to this layer. The mobs here. And it's like, yeah, that's good, but it's like once everyone caught on to that, it's like, well, it was just inundated with tons of other players, and you just couldn't do anything. You couldn't level. You couldn't farm. Like you couldn't do shit. And
well, it messes up the economy too, right? Because it's not just the gameplay. It's
the problem is like twofold, right? So you have that problem within the game, but then you have the social media and all the like Discord, ways to get in contact with people that essentially make a living off farming certain things to profit from them. Because they can sell that gold. You have gold makers that literally sell gold to players. Sell items to players. So
sometimes they sell bananas. It's just very lucrative. So I wonder if it'll catch on.
Like I get it, it's a game. Who gives a shit? But it's like, people who play the game that that enjoy the what the game actually has to offer, then it dilutes the fun quite a bit. Right. In my opinion.
No.
The essence of
I felt the same way when we played. Bots were always. And the other thing it did is always took you out of the game, right? You're always like, that it's a bot or something.
I see three boomkins just standing there shooting lasers from the sky. I'm like, yeah, they're just farming shit. Cool,
right?
Because it's no longer a game.
I don't know. Yeah, for me, it was definitely one that we played least. But I don't know why the first thought of that the whole bot problem comes, which was Lost Ark.
Because,
when we played, I guess we didn't play with you, Wesley. We played with Anthony.
We did.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
We had all those epic duels.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Fuck you, man.
Cool. Sorry. I know. I'm an asshole. But what I was gonna say is, I actually really like playing that with you guys. I thought it was like a lot of fun
with me. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I thought it was a lot of fun. I had a great time, but the amount of bots were so unreasonable that it felt like that was like a main thing that kind of pushed at least me into being less interested. And again, it's not like we're going for world first or anything. We're just playing to have fun. But then when you're going around playing to have fun and there's just like this 10 shared screens of the same person with names that have X334324, and they're like running by you at like max level, and you're just like, this is silly.
There were so many bots in that game that if you were to stop and report every single one of them, you would have to get you spend hours.
We did. We were reporting. It was all the berserkers, right? Berserkers, and then like the mages. It was all berserker, and literally you just see a berserker, and it's just like, well, that's probably.
They all had the same exact look, same crappy name. There's like 20 of them stacked on top of each other because they all poured into town or whatever. Now this was a game that had been in Korea for a year before it came full access to America, so they had perfected their botting at that point, rather than getting rid of it. purging it. Whatever.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
It's a shame. But what I mean, it's. I don't know what the solution would be. I mean, they can ban only so many people at a time, and they can just redo it essentially. You know, they can just keep remaking the bots.
Yeah, tracking for some kind of third-party software has gotten damn near impossible in some cases, because there was that thing where you can run the controller through another computer or even a virtual computer, so that if it's detecting input from a controller and you're not doing it, if it saw it on your computer, it would obviously detect it or pick it up. But if you're running it through a virtual computer where it's playing it as a controller, then it doesn't know the difference. And that's what was happening with, I can't remember the exact game that they were using that for, but it's one of the newer things I've heard about when it comes to bots.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't like it.
Wesley, your mic got
Yeah, man.
got real crazy real quick.
I touch nothing.
You just set that thing on fire.
Oh boy! All right. Well, we got some technical difficulties. Yeah. So,
Like it's not even. I'm not even seeing any input.
He is hot. I'm just gonna.
I think you're.
What the fuck?
It's okay.
Turn that down a little bit.
There we go.
Turn down what?
Oh, man.
Oh my god.
Oh man. Oh my gosh.
All right, and we're gonna go to commercial.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on?
And what's next on the menu, David?
All right. Well, is it better? Next up, we're gonna talk about what we're playing.
All right.
And Aaron, we just talked that you're taking a little hiatus of doing some streaming, unfortunately. So I'll go ahead. What I've been playing is I actually bought Super Mario RPG Remake on the Switch.
Excellent.
To play with Alice, because
very nice.
She can press jump and hit attacks and everything like that. So I thought it'd be fun.
Alice is
your
2-year-old.
My daughter.
Yes.
3, almost 4.
Oh.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Almost 4. Almost start school in 2 months. So
okay.
No. So yeah, much better. Thank you.
Okay.
Oof. Oh wait, no, still
no.
Oh, even worse. So anyway, Super Mario RPG. Get them
out of here.
The remake. I'll state my 2 things which I think are important. First is it's $50, and it will never not be $50 because it's a Nintendo game. Super Mario RPG came out in 1996, 97.
Yeah.
6, 7 or so. And I will say that without my rose tinted goggles, I believe that the original is the better version of the game.
I've heard some rumblings of people having that shared opinion, but not much.
I understand it's what I grew up with, so I did try to remove as much bias as possible. But I will tell you the things that made me feel that way were the graphics. I feel like is a personal whether or not you like the old graphics more or the new graphics more.
Right.
So I don't fault the game for that. But I would say
there is apparently a filter you can turn on to make it look more of the old pixelated.
Well, okay, if there is that, I have not found it. But they do have the old version of the music, so you could change the OST.
Maybe that's what it was. Sorry.
Yeah, you can play the SNES OST,
right?
Like the BGM or whatever, compared to
the remastered.
Modern. And I did do that, but I actually do prefer the remastered a little bit more. The songs from the This is the best part. I put it on the old version of the sounds for the SNES, and I liked them for the first like 10 seconds. But then after that, they started kind of grating because it's the same like boom, 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 and it's just kind of it's just a little flat.
Didn't they add a
then
lot
the
of more
orchestral
songs too? They
version-
didn't just remaster, or is it just remaster?
I don't think I have not heard anything new. The game is the most direct remake I've ever played.
Oh,
There is very few changes. There's some additions. They added cutscenes for some of the major parts of the game, which I don't really think work that well, but that's one of my complaints. They did change some of the language, which I thought was weird. So the name of the frog, there's like a frog that takes one of the characters in. His name is Frogifus, and it's kind of Confucius with the frog.
Yeah.
Well, in the new version, they named him the Frog Sage.
They just changed his
instead
name.
of Frogifus. Yeah, they
Frogfus.
changed his name, and some of the other localization things where it's memorable lines that I remember, they just changed them slightly. So little minor changes like that. But the thing that really got me was the presentation of the game and the sound effects and the feel. So Mario doesn't talk in the game; he communicates through pantomimes.
Right.
So he'll do little symbols and stuff like this, or a lot of it's for kids. So they'll say something and the characters will fall flat on the ground, and they'll make and fall over. And they do that in the new version, but it's a lot softer. So imagine this, right? You have 3D polygons and they fall over. You see 30 frames of them falling over,
like a Family Guy character falling over. They just instant.
So he falls. Well, falls over like this. Whereas the Super Nintendo game, playing pixels and frames, he falls over 1, 2, 3, 4, and then falls right over. Well, the thing that I think comedically, the game is funnier slapstick when it happens instantly. And I think what you said is a very good. It's like when a Family Guy character falls over,
it's
they
one
immediately
frame
crumple.
And they're on the ground.
Yeah, they just crumple, and it's that is the Super Nintendo version. The remake, it is a full.
You see the full
and
fall.
You see the full fall.
But does he fall stiff as a board, or does he crumble?
No, he falls. He just falls.
Oh, that's depressing.
It just falls. It doesn't look as clean. So it's a really weird complaint. But honestly, those were the most humorous parts when he's doing that pantomiming to me that I remember.
Mm-hmm.
And in the remake, they feel a lot flatter. So.
Well, that's
it's kind of an odd.
Mario's never really. Well, even in the Mario and Luigi series, the RPG series, they went. They didn't have dialogue. They went. That's what you would hear, and then they would have the actual. I don't think they actually gave them text. You would just hear them make those sounds and their hand gestures and stuff, and then the other person would say back what they're saying.
Yeah, or in Thousand Year Door or those kind of other Paper Mario games for the Wii, everyone talked except for Mario.
The silent
Even Luigi
protagonist.
Talked. Yeah, but it was always Mario was silent.
Right.
So, but yeah, it was a weird kind of, I don't want to say realization or thing that I was picking on, but to me that is kind of lost on the way that the new game is. But beyond that, it's a 1-to-1. It's almost shot for shot,
but you still enjoyed
very,
it.
Very similar.
You haven't finished it yet, have you?
I haven't. We're I'm 5 stars in or whatever.
Isn't
it about to go on the volcano? Very short game.
8-hour game, maybe.
Yeah, 8 to 12 or something. It depends on what you want to do, and
right.
For Alice, it's kind of interesting too watching my kid play a game because Alice doesn't. There's no goal besides
just
do the thing that's fun.
Yeah.
And that's how I used to play games. And because it's a 10 or 12 hour game. I replayed that game so many times and searched every nook and cranny and did all that stuff. And that's how she wants to play. Or she just wants to go fight monsters. Or she just wants to go climb on that barrel.
Right.
And I'm in my mind, I'm there's nothing in that barrel. I know there's nothing in that barrel. Or there's no point in fighting those monsters. Those monsters give you more experience. And there's nothing that these monsters are going to drop for items. But then watching her play, it's like she doesn't care. She's just having fun playing
Right.
Mario.
You don't even need to explain to her because she wouldn't get it anyway at this point.
Right. No, she doesn't understand at all. She wants to use she wants to use the snowman attack because she likes seeing the snowman.
Yeah.
You know, and like that's her enjoyment of it. And I have to like dial myself back from saying like, no, this is where we go next. Because like she doesn't care. She doesn't care if we finish the game. Like she doesn't know who Smithy is, or like I keep telling her about the Star Road and she keeps like oh, there's another star. You know, she doesn't
care.
like,
Yeah.
she doesn't fucking care. Yeah.
That I don't remember what they call it, but in game development or game theory, there is an idea that a video game it's a work of art, obviously, and the developers and the writers have this intention when they release it to you, but they can never truly know how a person is going to enjoy the game themselves, and they can turn their enjoyment of the game completely inside out, and that's how you get people doing speed runs that break a game or a banana clicking game or something stupid, because people will play a game in a completely different way than that was ever intended. And sometimes it's to troll, sometimes it's just for fun. Whether it's a personal set challenge or a 3-year-old that doesn't really know what they're doing, they're just like the snowman. And
yeah,
that's great though.
But yeah, I mean, it's definitely I would say if you're an older person that had played the original, there's no point in buying the new game. My biggest complaint with the remake is that it's $50.
That does sound, that's a heavy price tag for a remake. And I bought the what is it, the Zelda Link's Awakening,
oh yeah, for the Switch.
Yeah, the Game Boy remake, which to me, that's, I mean, it was obviously it's a far cry from the Game Boy to a fully almost what do they call it, plastique looking remodeling of the game. I think it was worth it in that sense. Obviously the game's the same. Is it worth it for Mario RPG? I don't know. I'll probably do it. It's super
hard because the Super Nintendo was the pinnacle. Well, I mean, they did have some PS1 games, but the Super Nintendo is really pinnacle pixel. Like,
yes,
it's hard to look at Super Mario RPG and going with the technology they had. And there are some great pixel art games that look like amazing, but Super Mario RPG as an official game was the top tier. And as soon as they went away from that, they went poly, they went 3D. So there was nothing that came out after that was better. So it's hard. It's like it's comparing two different art styles.
Yeah, because like the original Mario 64, Mario RPG was sort of 3D. Was it?
Well, it was isometric. Really is what it was. Like
it looked not just the camera angle. I mean,
I guess it
Q-Burst's isometric, but I think it had some kind of 3D something to it, if I'm not mistaken. Because it's not. Not true pixel. That it doesn't look like a Chrono Trigger.
No, you're right. But I mean, it did have the same feel to it. Man, this is me being.
Well, now we're gonna have.
Well, anyway,
look.
Yeah. Anyway, I would say not worth $50, but I mean, if you wanted to play it with your kid or something like that, I would do it. I did it. Oh,
at some point, I will too.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like looks like we lost. Looks like we're down a man, but that's okay.
He was kind of. I think his mic was way too off to the side, and he was getting a little rough on that audio anyway.
He was getting frisky.
Yeah, he's a little rascally one. You got to keep him in front of his mic. Yeah, not too. Yeah, I was gonna show this. My brother is kind of in town, and he got me for my birthday, the Elden Ring official art book. They come with these little, I forget what he called them, but they're like a baseline. They go on the bottom,
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, I just fall and put them in the back. But there's 2 of them. There's volume 1 and volume 2, and they're pretty thick boys here.
Oh, well, yeah, man.
And they're pretty cool. I've looked through at least half the first volume. Here's just let me see if I can give a nice little picture for the camera. These are a lot of concept art. So it seems that 3D renders and photo real. It seems like a lot of these are 3D render / 2G mix-ups. Like maybe they're using a 3D render plus Photoshop to paste over digitalized palettes of, say, like grass or stone or something. Oh, here's a good one. It kind of sucks. I think the biggest problem I'd say is when they want to do these two-page splash arts, it's just cut in down the middle, so it's kind of hard to enjoy. Oh my! But there's the serpent king in his realm, and then near the later end of this book, and then all of volume 2 is mostly characters and items and things like that, so you can check it out.
Sure. And
it's in full Japanese. That's not a naked person. That is the deprived.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So, it's really cool. Yeah, but it's also it's all Japanese, so I can't read pretty much any of the text.
Take a picture of it with your phone and say Google Translate and then see what happens.
Maybe. I mean, most of it's just going to be the name of the location.
What's going to happen is you're going to decipher it, and it's going to tell you the plans to bomb Pearl Harbor.
Oh, no,
again,
not again.
Not again, no. Yeah. They'll never expect it if we do the same thing.
It's fine. It's Elden Ring. You're not supposed to understand what's going on anyway.
Exactly. Yeah, it might as well be in Japanese. So.
Which the DLC will be coming out soon. Looking forward to that.
Oh yeah, same here. We should. Wesley and I are going to be. We already talked. We're going to be playing Baldur's Gate 3 together.
Okay.
Nice. I mean, you're more than welcome to join.
No, I haven't even played solo yet. So.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Tina, we already talked. Tina's going to be sitting in the chair crocheting.
Sure.
And then she's going to watch. We're all going to hang out and do it. So
cool.
It should be a good time. We're downloading some mods for it.
Yeah.
So just light mods,
it twice.
But quality of life.
I think Wes has beaten it twice or 3 times.
Well, Wes has beaten it twice. I've beaten it once and then I wasn't even really playing. It was Tina and we were playing together. I was doing the battles. She was doing the rest. So it'll be fun. We'll have a good time.
Cool. Very nice.
All right. Well, I don't think Wesley's coming back. Yeah, let's ramp it up.
Sorry about that.
Thanks for staying with us. 2 guys, not a guy.
2 guys, half a guy, 2.5 men.
2 guys, half a guy.
It's 2.5 men.
But thanks for listening and
right.
Hanging out. We'll go ahead and do this next week and appreciate it. Be safe. Don't get rear-ended.
If you're driving,
don't play banana
games.
Eyes
on the road. I can see you. You're looking at your phone right now, trying to turn it off.
Pieces of shit.
You piece of shit. Get off your phone.
That kid.
All right.
But thanks, and we'll see you next week.
Peace. All right. See you. Peace.